6 journalists arrested over footage of South Sudan president wetting himself.
Here's a summary of the article.
6 journalists have been detained by South Sudan security forces over viral footage of the country's president apparently urinating on himself, a press freedom watchdog has reported. The clip, filmed during an official event, shows South Sudanese leader Salva Kiir standing for the national anthem, initially oblivious as a stain spreads on his trousers and a pool forms at his feet. On Friday, the Committee to Protect Journalists reported that 6 journalists for the state-run South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation had been detained by the country's National Security Service under suspicion of an unauthorized release of the footage. The CPJ, citing media reports and people who spoke on condition of anonymity, named the detainees as Control Room Director Jovel Tambe, camera operator and technician Victor Lotto, camera operators Joseph Oliver and Jacob Benjamin, camera operator and technician Mustafa Osman, and control room technician Sherbek Rubin. The Union of Journalists of South Sudan, which had initially denied reports that journalists had been arrested over the video, called for a «speedy conclusion» to the investigation. Citing an anonymous state television employee, independent news website Sudan's Post reported police had been searching for the journalist who filmed Kiir's accident. Kiir has ruled over South Sudan since its independence in 2011, a presidency marred by fighting with a splinter group of the ruling Sudan People's Liberation Movement, resulting in hundreds of thousands dead and giving rise to sexual violence, crackdowns on opposition and political corruption.
This post received a score of 18,000, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
So anyway, here's the video.
Oh man, everyone sees it but no one wants to acknowledge it.
The emperor's new piss-soaked clothes.
6 journalists arrested for filming South Sudan president watering.
Meanwhile in the US we had this banger on all networks for a week.
I love how the black guy tells everyone else to calm down, but he himself rushing lyrics climbs over the table.
Arresting the journalist just looks like wetting himself again, politically speaking.
Ironically, this also might be the Streisand effect. I bet this story doesn't make the world news if he doesn't arrest them.
I wouldn't have clicked on the video if he didn't arrest them. But now I've watched it twice, in detail. And I will remember him for this moment. President of South Sudan, you say?
You wouldn't have watched a world leader and dictator pee their pants in front of a large crowd unless there were journalists involved? You are much more mature than I.
The kazoo band makes it so much better.
Be nice now. There was a recorder and mouth harp in there too. The only mouth harp there was the one peeing on the president's body.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me the president of South Sudan.
I, for one, appreciate knowing the fact that the president of South Sudan leans left.
I hate this. I have previously worked with South Sudan and I distinctly remember being told by someone in the know that it was important that all audience with Salva Kiir and his officials, red militia, and that's being generous, had to be conducted before noon. Why? Because by early afternoon they would already be too drunk to get anything done. Hard to say if that is the reason for what is happening here, but I wouldn't say it's unlikely. I worked with an ambassador to South Sudan from my home country, and their office had the Minister of International Development visit the country. Set aside a meeting with Salva Kiir's office for a specific time slot and everything months in advance. Time comes for the minister to visit, and the president's office forgot that they were coming. Thankfully, the minister wanted to visit Bentiu and Malakal, so that burned a couple days.
What did the editor of the South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation say to his journalists when he called them into his office? You're in trouble.
Which one of you leaked this?
Frankly, I'm pissed.
We are going to have to evacuate you.
Born in 1951, might have prostate problems resulting in an accident. He's 71. I'd give him slack over that. From brushing through his Wikipedia article, I don't think I'd give him slack for the murders and oppression though.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.